For those who are seeing this video, this channeled message is for you. We're going to be channeling some messages from Spirit to see what we need to be letting go of during this lunar eclipse in Virgo, and what version of ourselves are we going to be stepping into. So for some of you, I'm getting that you could be a writer, or you could be a data analyst. You could be somebody who works in corporate America, and you could be really high up, like have a high position. You get paid really well, but your job mainly requires you to use logic and to work with numbers, and you're doing a lot of the same thing all the time, and it doesn't really allow for any like creativity. So the card that jumped out was the Queen of Swords. So what I'm getting with this Queen of Swords energy is that there is a need to release the part of you that is overcritical, that overanalyzes things. You could be very critical of yourself or just critical of others. Of course, working with the lunar eclipse in Virgo, rules over like perfectionism and being very anal about things. There is a need for you to release those kind of traits. You are navigating the world only using your logical mind, and because of that, you could either be someone who has a lot of suppressed emotions that haven't been processed, or you could be somebody who has an underdeveloped emotional body, an underdeveloped intuitive body. And because of this, you have encountered circumstances where it hasn't brought you any emotional fulfillment, it hasn't brought you any joy, any happiness. It's just fallen flat. And I see this being something that has occurred time and time again. So during this lunar eclipse in Virgo, there is going to be a need for you to shed the version of yourself that is overcritical, that only relies on logic, that only deals with the numbers, the data, that only strives for perfectionism in any and all circumstances. There's a need for you to process your unprocessed emotions. There's a need to tap into your emotional body and to see what is lingering there, like what is going on with you emotionally. Moving forward, maybe you can think of ways for you to develop your emotional body. What can you fit into your day-to-day life that allows you to be creative, that allows you to tap into this energy of flow, that allows you to sit with your emotions? What can you implement in your day-to-day that can help you get in touch with that side of yourself, that can help you get in touch with the Queen of Cups version of yourself? So now that you know what is blocking you, let's ask Spirit what we can do to go about releasing these blockages out of our system so we can finally step into the version of ourselves that we're meant to become. So the first card that jumped out was Unleash Your Kindest Self. And it's so perfect that this card jumped out, because you could be somebody who's very critical of yourself, that if you make mistakes, you punish yourself. You have to get it right the first time or else you're a failure. So Spirit is telling you that you need to be more kind to yourself. You need to start giving yourself grace. You need to start being more compassionate towards yourself, because there's no need to be so harsh on yourself. There's no need to be overly critical on yourself. For some of you that are in jobs where you have to get the details right, this could have been something that influences how you treat yourself. If you're critical of the numbers, then you've become critical of yourself. So the next card that jumped out was New Moon in Pisces, attuned to the divine. It's also interesting that this card jumped out as well, because you all got the Queen of Cups in reverse, and the Queen of Cups is a master of her emotions. She's tapped in all the way to her creativity, her emotions, her intuition. So for some of you, there is an importance to no longer rely on the logical part of your brain, and there is a need for you to tap into the parts of you that's more fluid, that's more free, that's more intuitive, that's more creative, that's more emotional. Some of you may need to reach out to your ancestors, to your spirit team, to help you navigate releasing this blockage, because it could be a very big blockage and it may be very hard to get out of. So getting in touch with your divine team and asking for help to release these blockages can help so much. And so the next card that jumped out is New Moon in Aries, go for it. So what Spirit is trying to say with this card is you no longer need to be cautious when it comes to releasing the things you know you need to let go of. You don't need to be cautious when releasing a relationship that is no longer working out for you. You don't need to be cautious or look over the details of releasing a job that is no longer serving you and that is holding you back from your true path. You don't need to approach this with hesitancy. The best thing for you to do when it comes to releasing your blockages and to step into the version of yourself that you're trying to become is to set the intention. What does that version of you look like? And to go for it. If that version of you dresses a certain way, get the clothes that you need to step into the version of you that dresses that way. If the version of you has this kind of job or does this creative thing on the side or full time, you need to no longer hesitate. You just need to go with it and allow yourself to get caught in the flow of what that is and let it take you where it needs to go. But with support from your ancestors or your spirit team, releasing these blockages should be a lot easier for you to do. And then when it's time for you to step into that version of yourself, go balls to the wall. Okay, so now that we know how to go about releasing these blockages, let's see what is waiting for us on the other side of this lunar eclipse in Virgo. So the first card that jumped out is Maiden Revolution. So what I'm getting from spirit is that some of you will be stepping into a version of yourself that is so carefree, that really does not give a fuck. A version of you that is just free. The imagery that I'm getting is like a woman that is in a field of flowers and her hair is just blowing in the wind and she has this dress on and she's just like twirling around like a little kid, but she doesn't even care. She is enjoying the warmth of the sun. She is enjoying the smell of the flowers. She is enjoying the vitality that is all around her. So I'm definitely getting that for some of you. You are stepping into actual living. You are stepping into being able to transmute the bullshit a lot easier, being able to cut through the bullshit a lot easier. And there's going to be a sense of freedom that comes from that. Okay, so the next card that jumped out is Crown Visionary. So I'm seeing this card and I'm feeling very excited about this because there has been a lot of messaging about a lot of people being initiated within their gifts and learning to hone their gifts. So some of you are going to be stepping into a version of yourself that is able to navigate this world with their intuition with ease. Some of you are going to be stepping into your spiritual gifts. Some of you are going to be learning about your spiritual gifts. Some of you are going to become masters of your spiritual gifts and you'll be able to use them to not only navigate this world but to create comfort for yourself and to access a version of yourself that has so much wisdom about not only the world but also about your experience. When you get access to this, you'll be able to see the world differently. This card is so exciting because there's going to be more seers, there's going to be more intuitives that are going to be popping up out the woodworks, and if this card resonates, that could be you. And then the last but not least card to jump out is Lakshmi, Wheel of Fortune. Y'all, whoever is stepping into this version of themselves, the freaking wheel is turning for you. Like, you are about to step into a bunch of abundance, a bunch of prosperity. You are about to step into beauty. There's probably going to be an upgrade in your beauty, an upgrade in your looks. But some of you are going to be stepping into some shmoney, and it's not the kind of shmoney that comes and goes. It's the kind of shmoney that is constantly flowing. With the Wheel of Fortune upright, things are going to be turning upright in your favor. So this card is so exciting. If you're someone who has been experiencing the downturn of the wheel, maybe nothing has been going right in your life as far as your financials or within a relationship or within your career. With this card jumping out, some of y'all are now going to be experiencing the opposite of that, where you're going to be experiencing this abundance and this prosperity, a stable romantic connection, or just more harmony, more love, more beauty within your relationships. You're going to be experiencing more beauty within your career. Maybe you're going into a career that's in the beauty industry. So there's many different ways to interpret this card. For some of you, maybe you need to be working with the goddess Lakshmi so that it's easier for you to tap into this energy. Once you've done all the purging, once you've released all of the things that have been binding you, that have been restricting you, that has been creating delays, once you release these blockages and this dead weight, this baggage, you're going to be stepping into prosperity. You're going to be stepping into abundance. You're going to be experiencing an increase in beauty within yourself and outside of you. So these cards are so exciting. I'm so excited for y'all. I'm so excited for us to do all of our releasing of our blockages and to finally get on the path of becoming who we are meant to be after this lunar eclipse in Virgo. That has been today's channel message. Thank you for watching and see you again.